Hello everyone, welcome on back to the channel. Hope that you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here. I was sitting here about to press the record button like I just did, and I heard some random noise and I was like, what is that noise? And I still have no idea to this very moment. Anyways, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. We are going to move on to the next track, which is Pre-Road Downs. Perhaps this is before they put a road down, so maybe it's just like a dirt road, or maybe before you're going on the road for touring and this is like you're feeling down before you leave your home, your family. I don't know. Could be so many things, but I got to put on my headphones because I'm sitting here with a cup of hot coffee in my hand like I'm some cool guy, and I'm not going to be able to listen to the song if I don't have my headphones on. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll talk about it after. Here we go. It's coming. It's coming. We got right into that. Backwards running guitar too.
Kissed you, so I'll miss you. On the road I'll be wanting you, but I have you, cause I love you, and you have me cause you love me too, yeah.
I love that. That is such a good sound to bring in here. That organ. Nice drumming too.
Hotels and midnight coaches, be sure to hide the roaches.
Ooh, I like how that note sustained while the drums were hitting in the back.
Rejected as expected. You rejected all the thoughts of worth. So I pray with you to stay with me forever, and we'll make it right. You're a lady, cause I waited a year for you. If you're thinking what I'm thinking, then I'm gonna make my love to you. You're on the time approaches, hotels and midnight coaches. Be sure to hide the roaches.
Okay, that's a really, really good track. But you gotta admit that the standout, the star of this particular song is that guitar. Ooh! Because, at this point we've heard so much backwards run and through tapes and whatever manipulated. We've heard that, right? And I just think that that is still such a cool sound. And it sounds so unique in this track, but also incredibly melodic. So I don't know, because I don't know anything about guitars, but it sounds like here, obviously we're getting that backwards guitar sound, but it also sounds like maybe there's a volume pedal involved in here, because the sound always starts low, and then isn't that the pedal where they you always see them doing one of these, and the sound is coming up in volume, and then they stop playing or they cut off the volume. I don't know what they're doing, but then it goes back to another note, and it's constantly coming from nothing, no volume, up, and then it sharply cuts back off into another note, or whatever they're doing. I think that sounds fantastic. That sounds really, really good, and that kind of makes the track, and I really like that we got a little bit of a solo in there as well. The drumming was especially powerful, and I like how the drumming, for lack of a better word, rambunctious and rock and rolling it is, it's not in the front production wise. It's actually pushed pretty decently back, so that the drumming is almost not so far back that it's an afterthought, but it's more of just like a hint of rhythm, a hint of rock and roll to add into this track. Whereas the focus is definitely on the melodies and on the guitars and of course the bass as well, and the singing, of which I enjoyed how starts off solo. As in just one person singing, and then eventually the harmonies begin to come in, and the rest of the group begin to add in. I think that just works really well all around, but it is that guitar that do be kicking. Let's get into these lyrics, though. Huh? I have kissed you, so I'll miss you. Oh, that's also... I forgot. That's also what I wanted to say. I haven't heard this song before. However, the way that he's singing, and even his voice here, it sounds like another song that I've heard, and I can't place it. Maybe someone can help me out with that, but the... I don't know, the way that he's singing the verse, it sounds very familiar, like really familiar, but I'm not sure why. Okay, I have kissed you, so I'll miss you. On the road, I'll be wanting you, but I have you because I love you, and you have me because you love me too. Felt forsaken, you'll awaken to the joys of living hand in glove, and then I will lend you my will, and your days will be filled with love. Don't run, the time approaches. Hotels and midnight coaches. Be sure to hide the roaches is the funniest line I've read in this album so far. Felt rejected as expected. You rejected all the thoughts of words. So I'll pray with you to stay with me forever, and we'll make it work. Now, I really think that this track, especially reading the song title, what I thought before, I think it's just, hey, before I leave. And it doesn't even have to be touring. It could be anything. Before I leave for an extended amount of time for work, this or that, I'm going to miss you. It may be difficult for as long as I'm gone, but I hope that when we come back together, we can reconnect, and it's almost like I never left. We can rekindle that a little bit. Anyways, great track. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. You can follow me over on Twitter, support the channel on Patreon. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye, guys.